Hello everyone and welcome back to Ace Attorney Investigations Miles Edgeworth, where we've taken a little trip back in time to Edgeworth's first case. We're arguing with a young Francisca von Karma, and our mentor is still around, and nothing has happened to him yet. Alright. Here's just chance that Mr. Faraday's body fell on top of Mr. Rell's. The two bodies fell into a pile, which indicates that they attacked each other at the same time. No, it really doesn't matter in the slightest that they fell in the opposite order. It kinda does. I just know that Francisca's explanation isn't absolutely correct. All I have to do is find a hole in her logic. Once I do, I can present her with the evidence that proves the contradiction. Okay, let's start by pressing about that. Pressing someone's testimony in order to gain some time to think. You're a real one-trick pony, aren't you? It's too bad your trick only works on fools. That wasn't my intent. I simply wish for more details as to how Mr. Faraday ended up on top of Mr. Rell. Someone's impatient. I was just about to explain everything to you. So you think you could hold on for a minute? Yeah. Francisca, I'll make you a deal. I'll hold on if you hold on to that whip of yours. Oh, I'll hold on to it, all right. As I whip you. Well, now that you've quieted down a bit, I'd like to continue, if you don't mind. So am I not going to get through this by pressing? The two fell on top of each other. Don't you find that to be just a bit strange? Not at all. I can see it in her eyes. She's dead set against me from the bottom of her heart. Miles Edgeworth, once I'm done here, you'll see there's nothing strange at all. Is she reading my mind? Now then, two men fell into a pile. I don't think that's true. Alright, I'm gonna press this. I hope it gets me somewhere. What do you mean by they attacked each other at the same time? I assume Mr. Faraday had two different weapons in his hands. He made to attack Mr. Rell while holding both the knife and the revolver. And then, after Mr. Faraday fired the gun, Mr. Rell grabbed the knife as he was falling and stabbed Mr. Faraday. That is how Mr. Rell wound up on the bottom with Mr. Faraday on top. At close range, that is more than possible. Yes, it's possible, but yeah, I'm not buying that at all. Well, if you have any other ideas, then show me what you've got. Oh, I will. And to that extent, I'd like for you to append what you just said to your testimony. Oh, so I need that. I don't see any point to that, but as you please. At the same time from close range. No, we have evidence against that. Do I keep pressing, or do I think we just present? This? A few yards away. Yes. Okay. Perfect. So you believe they killed each other at close range? Sorry, but that's impossible. Just as it is written in the crime scene notes. Oh, it was in the notes. Oops. The firing of the handgun did not leave a gunpowder burn on Mr. Rell's clothes. I wonder if either one would have worked. Therefore, Mr. Rell and the gun must have been separated by a distance of at least 2 or 3 yards. Yes, this is by far the biggest contradiction. The two bodies are piled up on each other, yet the gun was fired from a distance. And with there being no chance that Mr. Rell moved that far after being shot, that leaves only one possible explanation. What a completely foolish line of foolish thought from a thoroughly foolish fool. If I'm not right, then who was it that made the first move with the intent to kill, huh? Who? The person that attacked first with murderous intent? That would be... I don't think it's either of them. But I certainly don't have anything that really points that way. Alright, it's been a minute. I believe Faraday brought this as evidence. It was found in Rel's hand. Oh. Oh, yeah, this one definitely would have worked. This probably made more sense than the gun. Diving when I stabbed the chest. The shock from the stabbing caused instantaneous death. He was shot from a few yards away. It's possible he was alive for a little while after being shot. Okay. Oh, alright. I got distracted by the music. My left-handed Faraday looks like it has a quality nib. One of the bags strewn on the floor of lobby number 2 has Faraday's blood on it. I don't know, because I think it's neither. I just don't have anything. Sorry about that. If Final Fantasy VI is anything to go by, that should be it for the recording session. I'm gonna go neither, because I don't think it was either one. Here in this room, contradictions appear no matter which man we claim attacked first. Thus, there can be only one explanation. There was a third person in here. I think she knows we're right. It was that third person who killed both Mr. Faraday and Mr. Rel, and set their bodies up to make it look like a double murder. Yeah, something's off about that, though. Like, they didn't do a very good job. That third person is the real culprit. She's gonna be able to poke so many holes in that, though. Miles Edgeworth, there's just one thing you're missing. Evidence, yeah, exactly. Exactly. Everything you said up until now is nothing but a story played out in your head. Can we have Little Thief? However, this is where the real test begins. Please don't whip me. Can you prove that there was a third person involved in this crime? Of course. What do we have? If a third person was truly here, that fact would resolve the glaring contradiction. The proof that this has all been a setup made to look like they killed each other. I'll present it and lay bare the final piece of the puzzle that's not yet in place. What is the piece of evidence that proves there's a third person involved? Alright, I don't think that's not going to be... That's nothing. Moving on. Gumshoe's testimony. Didn't hear a sign of a struggle. Found in Faraday's hand. Bullet that killed Rel was fired from a few yards away. Believe Faraday brought this as evidence. It was found in Rel's hand. Where? Okay, can I take a look at this? The blood here is from Mr. Faraday, but there are no other clues to be found, which begs the question, do I need to put this bag inside another bag in order to preserve it as evidence? Oh, okay. That's hilarious. Because there's something suspicious about that, but I'm also wondering... I will say, looking at the way they fell, that bag does seem out of place. But why were the bags there to begin? I mean, I get they were evidence bags. I get why Faraday would have them. But why are they scattered all over the floor? I feel like that is something we haven't really explored. And that's kind of a big deal. Like, am I... Oh, wait. Faraday's blood is on it. So... No. I thought I had something with the... That, like... Whoever stabbed him was holding onto the bag so as not to leave fingerprints. And then just kind of, like holding onto the bag stabbed it into him. Because I still imagine it would stab. Well, it would cut through the bag, and the bag isn't cut. But that would explain how blood got on there. I feel like there's too many holes in that to say that's definitely the answer. The fact that it just has Faraday's blood on it is too... I don't have anything else. I'm gonna go for it. I think this is just process of elimination. The gun in Mr. Faraday's hand and the plastic bag with his blood on it. These two items point to the presence of a third person. How so? Recall Detective Gumshoe's testimony. I was in the hallway the whole time, but I didn't hear a single peep of a struggle. If there wasn't a struggle in this room, then there shouldn't be any plastic bags on the ground, right? Meaning that someone else must have deliberately scattered them around. Do you not see the possibility in this? Disregarding the gun for the moment, there's a high probability of blood splatter when a knife is used on a person, right? If the culprit held the knife with the plastic bag around, I was right! They could use the bag to catch any blood splatter from when they withdrew the knife. Then, by spreading a few more plastic bags around, mixing the bloody one in with them, and arranging the room to make it look like there was a struggle between the two, they were able to conceal their presence. Ah! Yep. Did we complete the, Looks like we still got a long way to go in this investigation. Yes. Wait, what? You? And the judge! What the heck's up with you, pal? Mr. Bad, I advise you to place Detective Gumshoe under arrest. What? Oh, come on! What? Oh, is this why Gumshoe likes Edgeworth? Because he got him out of trouble? What's the meaning of this? Huh, looks like you're not man enough to discipline your own subordinates. Don't you dare. That detective claims he was there standing in front of the door the entire time. But I have it on good authority it was all a giant lie. Wait. She's evil! Miss Yu, I ask that you please explain that last statement. I'll let His Honor explain it himself. Uh-oh. I saw it with my own eyes, I tell you. During the recess, there was a period of time when there was no one in the hallway. What? Wait, what? You see, Mr. Bad. So I ask you, why would a detective who was supposedly doing his job the whole time want to fabricate such a lie? Gumshoe, did you kill Faraday? No. Of course not, sir. It appeared the one who set this whole crime scene up is the detective. Oh, I don't want to be mean to Gumshoe, but does he seem like the type smart enough to put this together? Which basically renders his testimony a complete lie and wholly invalid. Looks like your perfect logic has just come tumbling down, Miles. Wait, what? What? No, because something's wrong one way or the other. I was in the hallway the whole time, but I didn't hear a single peep of a struggle. Was that statement really a lie? I don't think it was. Detective Gumshoe, you're now a suspect in the murder of 2 men. Now spit out the truth, or so help me. I haven't lied to anyone, sir. Honest. Wait, but the judge wouldn't lie. Unless that's not the real judge. Or they got to him. fake judge. It's gotta be. I really was there. I was in the hallway the whole time. Detective Bad, I ask that you please do not act without my permission. After all, I am the one that is heading up this investigation, am I not? Don't talk like you know what's going on, boy. All I want is for this investigation to run perfectly. Perfection is the only wish of a disciple of Von Karma, after all. Therefore, before you take Detective Gumshoe into custody, I'd like to set the record straight on something. What's that? What should I ask Detective Gumshoe about? Why he wasn't in the hall? I think he was in the hallway. The state of the hallway or the motive for the murders. I kind of want to... I don't think I need to ask why he wasn't in the hallway, because I think he was in the hallway. I think the judge is mistaken, or they, like, got to him. We could ask if he had a motive, but I don't know if that necessarily helps us. And we kind of know the state of the hallway, though. I don't know. I don't know if it matters either. Maybe I can ask all of them? Alright, we'll go 1, 3, 2. I suppose the one thing I'd like clarified is Detective Gumshoe's motive for committing this crime. Motive, huh? Gumshoe, you got a grudge against Faraday or anything? No, sir, not me. Not a single bad thing against Mr. Faraday, sir. That a fact. You really have a problem with lying, don't you, Detective Gumshoe? I'm telling you, I am not lying. The more unnatural you act, the more suspicious you become, you know. You want a motive, Mr. Edgeworth? I have one for you right here. Could you please share it with us? However, be forewarned that I won't hesitate to object to flights of fancy, because all I'm interested in is the perfect explanation. You're serious, aren't you? Fine. You amuse me so I'll humor you with a little courtroom practice. Alright, here we go. Okay. It was about a week ago. I saw the detective get chewed out by a livid Faraday in front of the precinct. He stood there super pale as Mr. Faraday yelled, "That's what a salary cut for you, you nitwit." A brand new detective suddenly getting his salary cut. That's reason enough for a grudge. I mean, it's not the last time he's gonna get a salary cut. Well, how's that for the perfect explanation? You totally misunderstand me, pal. No matter how mad I get, I could never hold a grudge. You're quiet. We can't trust anything you say. Sir, but... there's nothing wrong with the motive she proposed, per se, but there are some gaps in her logic that need to be filled in. Misused perfect explanation may not be so perfect at all. We'll hold off on that. Okay, let's press that. Mr. Faraday was upset. Yeah, you know what else? Mr. Faraday isn't exactly known to get angry often. But there he was, totally red and beat red in the face. And the offending detective just stood there, pale as a ghost, like he was about to die. Just like the face he's making now, right? Nah, I'm completely innocent, I tell ya. The poor man. Ahem. It was quite the scene with the detective. Okay. You just stood there watching this unfold in front of you. Yeah, I have to say it was rather enjoyable too. But that's why when I saw Detective Gumshoe earlier, I knew to steer clear of him. No way. I thought it was because I had something stuck on my face. But you do. Huh. What have I got stuck on my face? Let's start with your eyes, nose, mouth. Oh, and those ridiculous eyebrows. Huh? Oh, she's horrible. I don't like her. Oh man, messing with your head is just too much fun. Monsieur, if you don't mind, I'd like you to return to your testimony now. Sure, why not? Okay, I don't disagree with that. Let's press it. To cut a new detective salary right off the bat like that. Not really familiar with the way you guys relate, but is that a common practice? Speaking of cutting my salary, didn't you threaten to do that to me earlier too? Suppose I did. It's only natural to cut a worthless detective's salary down to their actual worth. My father can even fire anyone new or old with the snap of his fingers. Do you think maybe that's reason enough for detectives to hate you people? Well, I guess. They really shouldn't cut people's pay. Detective Bad. Don't tell me Mr. Von Karma cut your salary earlier. I don't know if I buy this. You call your explanation perfect? Huh. Is it not to your liking? Unfortunately for you, it's just not up to my standards. Oh, is there something you'd want me to clarify in that case? What should I do? Should I raise an objection? Yes, let's do it. Alright, you could clear this one thing up for me. How Mr. Faraday was killed, motive for killing Mr. Rel, Faraday and Gumshoe's... I think it's going to be that one. I understand Detective Gumshoe's potential motive for killing Mr. Faraday. However, what about his motive for killing Mr. Rel? His motive for killing Mr. Rel? Like I would know. If there was no clear motive for both of the murders, then I doubt this incident would have occurred, wouldn't you agree? Is there anyone else who might have had a grudge against either of the two men? Or should we look into that ourselves? Oh, in that case, I have absolutely no idea. What? But that's impossible. She must know something. She does. No, wait. Can you please not glare at me like that? It makes me laugh. I didn't even do anything and you're already laughing away. Well, anyway, the way I see it, as long as he had motive to kill one of the two, this crime would have played out the way it did anyway. Oh, would you care to explain your logic? And this time, please try to provide a truly perfect explanation. Perfect this, perfect that. Stop being so uptight, or is that a requisite trait for being a Von Karma? Miles Edgeworth, I demand that you shut this rude woman up. I'm trying. I wish you'd both be quiet for just 1 second. Oh well. I guess I'll just have to explain it to you kids. Motive to kill the men. There's no one out there with a motive to kill both Mr. Faraday and Mr. Rel. All you really have to establish is that someone had a grudge against one of the two men. Mr. Rel, who happened to be there, became a witness to Mr. Faraday's murder. Therefore, he was killed out of necessity and set up to look like they had killed each other. I wonder if that's really true. No. Is there no one out there with a grudge against both men? I should take another hard look at the evidence for this morning's case. The second KG-8 incident, as people are calling it, involving an embassy staff member, and the two men who both wound up as suspects in the case. Is there someone else I'm overlooking who is somehow related to them? Hold on. Oh! Yup, alright. Never mind. I don't think we need to go any further. Miss Yu, I believe there is someone you overlooked in making your statement. Or rather, is it because you'd rather not bring this person up? What do you mean? We are looking for someone with a reason to kill both Mr. Faraday and Mr. Rel. I can think of at least one person that fits that bill. He was a suspect in the original KG-8 incident. and a member of the Codopian embassy staff, Mr. Manny Cochin. Yep. That's right, the very man who came to visit you earlier out in the hallway. The man who killed a member of the Codopian embassy staff, Mr. Rell, and the man who was the lead prosecutor of the KG-8 incident, Mr. Faraday. Are you telling me that Mr. Cochin has no reason at all to kill both of these men? Well, I suppose he might have had a reason or two. You covered for me, pal. Maybe you're not such a bad guy after all. Don't get ahead of yourself. You're still a suspect, make no mistake about that. The perfect evidence, the perfect testimony, these are the only things I wish to hold. But I didn't do it. You will stay under my authority and go investigate Mr. Manny Cochin for me. Remember, I will not be very forgiving should any of this leak out. You want to investigate Cochin? You'd just be wasting your time. Why is that? Cochin was up in the viewing gallery watching the trial, or so I was told. Every cop in this place has been keeping an eye on the guy since he arrived. The only real suspect we have is still Detective Gumshoe. I suppose so. No way, come on, Detective Bad, you gotta believe me, sir. I really was in that hallway the whole time, sir. I never took a single step into this room, sir. Okay then, are you saying there was someone else who passed through the hallway? No, there's no one else, sir. Then why should I believe you didn't do it? That is one incredibly foolish detective. And we'll just have to see how foolish this gets in the next episode. Poor Gumshoe. I guess I should have expected that it was going to come back on him, but still gotta feel a little bit bad for him. I hope you guys are still enjoying this case. I'm really liking all these characters in this, even Miss Yu. Like they're just the right level of annoying. I'm like, oh, I hate them, but I love them all. Anyway, that's gonna do it for me. As always, thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.